Welcome to Thoughts for Growth, a 3 to 15 minute program to inspire, motivate, and or provoke you to see life differently. Brought to you by K-Wave 6 Radio every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, here's your host.
There's a better way. There's a better way. Take one step back and say there's a better way. There's a better way.
Good morning and welcome to Thoughts for Growth. This is Kirk Spencer, host and producer of K-Wave 6 Radio. Today I am going to continue from the theme that we had from yesterday's interview with Andreas Ginnestedt from Germany, the senior expert on systems theory on violence. It's been on my mind ever since then, and I wanted to find some quotations and some thoughts on philosophy on that. And just looking up things that said violence, there were many quotes that were making fun of violence, that were in some sort and fashion actually celebrating violence, and it was actually sickening. I don't know about you, but the older I get, the less I am interested in violence, whether it be in movies, whether it be television programs, anything. I don't really like it, which is maybe kind of an odd thing for some people if they hear me say that, because knowing that I have a high-ranking belt in martial arts, you'd think I probably would like it. No, my father thought I was just too much of a pushover when I was a kid, so he insisted, even with my mother's, desire that I don't learn it. Still ended up learning it anyway. I've never had to really use it. I've never had a fight where I needed to use it. I've never used it against anyone on the offensive, slightly on the defensive, but the way I learned, it was more grappling holds instead of hitting. So minimal amount of violence and definitely no bloodshed. And even the Chicago police, when I used to live and work in Chicago, and I worked as a bouncer, they liked it because they would unofficially send me around to different bars. I worked in the high-end districts in Chicago, and they would have me teach their bouncers how to get people out of a bar without fighting. So that has always been my way of doing things. Anyhow, I don't pretend to get into psychology here, but I saw one little poster I thought was really cute, which was something I just thought to add in right now, which reads, video games cause violence. And there's a picture of crusaders and whatnot on this poster, and he says, what video games were they using 2,000 years ago? So, true enough, but what I can say about watching video games that are violent, or TV shows that are violent, or movies that are violent, is that you become desensitized to violence when it happens around you, because you're used to seeing it. So it may not cause it, but then you become a bystander that goes, oh, okay, and you start maybe even judging, oh, he could have done this or he could have done that. So, notwithstanding all the rest of this, let's just get into the quotes I did find, and I'm going to see if I can make a story out of this for you so you can understand. Now, the first one is coming from Richard Pryor. So, at this point, I'm going to tell you this one quotation is, you could say it's R-rated, but that's up to you and if you want to listen to it. He says, you can't talk about fucking in America. People say you're dirty. But if you talk about killing somebody, that's cool. The second one is from John Lennon. He says, I'm a violent man who has learned not to be violent. and regrets his violence. The third one is, those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable, as President John F. Kennedy. And the last 3 or 4 are coming from, well, the next 3 are coming from Tao Te Ching, chapter 31. It says, weapons are ominous tools. They are not the noble ruler's tools. He only uses them when he can't avoid it. The next one is, peace and quiet are preferred. Victory should not be praised. And number 6, those who praise victory relish manslaughter. Those who relish manslaughter cannot reach their goals in the world. And the last one, and I hope this actually inspires each one of us for what it's saying. Thou shalt not be a victim. Thou shalt not be a perpetrator. But above all, thou shalt not be a bystander. That comes from Yehuda Bauer. I hope for you today that you will not be a bystander, that you will not be a victim, and by all means, please don't be the perpetrator of violence. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to our Thoughts for Growth segment on K-Wave 6 Radio. We hope that you'll always find something that helps you better your life. If you'd like to contribute a thought for Thoughts for Growth, send me an email with your idea, and let me know if you'd like to be a Thoughts for Growth guest or you're just sharing your ideas. Send your thoughts to info@kwave6radio.tk or send it through our website's contact page. Also, keep up with us at K-Wave 6 Radio at www.kwave6, that's the number 6, radio.tk. Again, that's kwave6radio.tk. Or if you prefer, www.kwave6radio.weebly.com. And as always, all the best.